want you guys to be able to see what it is I'm doing. But y'all, it's hot. It's hot in my dining room. I do not have a fan set up here, so I'm gonna see. So let's see. So what I'm gonna do is I have to finish setting up because I'm gonna do live demonstration on a couple things. So I need you guys to just give me a second. Anybody in the bushes? Anybody hiding? Hello, hello, hello. I'm the Glamour Planner. I'm Robin, your Glamour Planner. I am your resident clinical folk herbalist. I am excited because I was asked to talk about, as you see the title, we're going to talk about lemongrass today. Y'all, I'm hot. I'm sorry. I do not have the air conditioner set up in my dining room. This is the biggest area for me to be able to, when I do demonstrations, to show you guys my demonstrations. So what I need to do is give me a second. I'm going to finish setting everything up. Let me see. Let's just get this. Hi, Serena. Let's see. All right. So I need you to give me a second. I still got to pull out the lemongrass. And I need to get this fan going, okay? So give me a second. If you have any questions, please put the questions in the chat. We're going to be talking about lemongrass today. And this is going to be a lot of fun. I have everything except for the lemongrass out. Is that terrible? That's the star of this show today. So let me get this stuff out the way so we can get set. I don't want y'all to see me sweating to death out here. All right. And I also want to get my charger because I don't want my battery to die on my phone. I normally charge it. But we should be good. Okay. That is going. Let me grab. Hey, hey, hey. Just checking to see if anybody else came into the chat. That's good. I don't want to be sweating to death on y'all. Okay. It is really hot in my dining room. So I have everything set up already. Now let me just grab the lemongrass. We're going to be talking about lemongrass. In the comments, can anybody tell me where lemongrass originated from? If you can hear me, I do a giveaway. And I know I got to mail out the other giveaway stuff. If you can tell me where lemongrass originated from in the comments section. Tell me where lemongrass originated. I am here, guys. I'm pulling out. I'm going in my apothecary to grab the lemongrass. I have a big bag of lemongrass and I have a small bag. Let's see. Can anybody tell me where lemongrass originated? There we go. Okay, so I have plenty of lemongrass. I get my lemongrass from the African food market. This is one. This is what we'll be using today. They also sell it like this. If you ever seen the wrapped lemongrass, lemongrass is kept like that. I also have some here. This is the one I use on a smaller amount. But this is the lemongrass here. So I'm going to be doing a couple things. We're going to make some lemongrass tea. Let me just get it set up. I'm going to get a filter. And I'm going to show you how I make it in my coffee pot as well. Okay. Get this filled up in a second. Okay, I'm still here, guys. I'm just getting everything together. What I'm doing now is I am going to make, we're going to make some lemongrass tea. In this tea, so here is my coffee filter. I have the beautiful coffee maker by Drew Barrymore. I love it. Love, love, love it, y'all. I love it. I'm going to fill it up, and then I'll show you how I make the herbal tea with lemongrass. Hello to anybody that entered the chat. I am doing a giveaway if I see the first person that can tell me where lemongrass originated from. Where's lemongrass from? What part of the world did it originate from? And second, I will do a giveaway if you can tell me what is another name for lemongrass. Lemongrass has another name. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to show y'all how I make a herbal tea. That's for me. And what I do is hello to everybody that came in. Matter of fact, let me set it up so I can see the chat and I can comment along with you guys. I have 3 different lemongrass here, but they're all from the same African food market. Again, I showed this one. This is the one I've been using. I've started some oil infusions. This is an infusion I make for skincare. This has lemongrass and soursop. And this one, this is an oil infusion. This is called an infusion. I started this one on June 22nd, so I am to the point where I can strain it yet. I do like to go about 6 weeks, so I think I have about another week to go. I got about a week and a half to go. So I will let this sit for at least 6 weeks. So this is an infusion. This is lemongrass and soursop. And you guys can look up the benefits of soursop. And we're going to talk about lemongrass today. This is another lemongrass. If you've ever seen them, it's quite awesome. You know, how abundant lemongrass is when you watch them. So this is another form of lemongrass that I got from the African market. And give me a second to get to the comments. Hello to everybody that came in. Love you all. Thank you so much for coming in and joining my live. This is, we're going to be talking about lemongrass as the title states. And if you give me a second, I'm going to jump in the chat. Let me see who's here and say hello to everybody. And this is another lemongrass. I don't think I need them all because I have my jars here. Everything has already been cleaned and sterilized. I've already sterilized everything, as you can see. Can you guys see everything sitting here? So I do have this. I also am going to show you, I'm going to fill up my jars for my bug spray, my bug spray that you guys see me make. I'm going to strain that and put this in containers, and we'll talk about that and storage and everything about that. I do have, what am I putting in this one? I have the bug, I have the lemongrass. We're gonna tincture the lemongrass, and we're also gonna make an infusion today. And then I'll chat with you as we talk about. What I'll do is I'm also, let me see, if we get around to it, I'm also, let me show you. I'm gonna sit the lemongrass down because I have a couple things to show you guys. Some nice things to show you guys. So I'm a bit excited. Again, I'm Robin. I'm your Glamour Planner. Thank you so much for coming and joining me and jumping on in here on this live with me. I love when I do the demonstrations as an herbalist so you guys can see. You don't have to be some super professional to do this. You can do this out of your home, out of the kindness of your heart. You want to help yourself, help your family when it comes to well-being. This is what you can do. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a tea. We're going to make a tincture. We're going to make an infusion. And what I have here is my fire cider. And it is well overdue to be strained out. My fire cider. So awesome. I love these jars. These are my favorite jars. Fire cider can last a year or more. It can last for a year under regular storage in a cool, dark place. It can last longer than that if you refrigerate it. So if you refrigerate it, you can get about a year and a half or so out of your fire cider. So what happened is my grand opening was today, and I brought some sample fire cider shots. I'll show you how I make a fire cider shot. Simply a teaspoon of fire cider that I give out as a sample for people to try it, and then they can order more if they want it. But this has to be strained out, so I'm hoping I can get to this today with you guys. If not, I'll get to it. I'll show you the end result. You know, I'll post it on my community tab. So let me get to these comments, and then we'll make the tea really quick. Okay, let's see what's going on. Hi everybody that's here in the chat. I asked for you guys to tell me, there was two things. One, tell me where lemongrass originated from, and then two, tell me the nickname or the other name, the AKA for lemongrass. Let's get in here. Y'all gotta pardon me. I had everything set up except for the lemongrass, so I'm sorry I had to grab that. Let's see. Hi everybody in the chat. Let's go check. Let's go over here. I gotta go to my own channel, y'all. See what's going on. Here we go. All right. Let's see. I said hi to Serena. Hey Mike. Hey Mike. Hey Karen's Little Garden. How you doing? It came from Asia. Let me see. Serena, remember? I'm also so I lip read. If possible, try to keep your face facing the camera. So, Serena, I apologize. I hope that you can understand what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna be able to face the camera the whole time because today is about demonstration. So maybe you can watch the replay, maybe. I'll do my best. But unfortunately, because I'm going to be facing the demonstration, you may not get to see my face, but I'll try and, I'll do my best. Okay? Duva! How you doing, Duva? You made lemongrass rings today? Oh, that is awesome. Thanks, Mike. I love you even in the bushes. Thank you. Karen, you want to get them before they turn brown. Once they're lifting up out the grass, you can see that bottom part of the root, and I look up the height. I mean, lemongrass can get extremely high. Like to the point like you're taller than you. So you want to start harvesting. If it's turning brown, you want to get it. You don't want to lose those medicinal properties. So I would go ahead and start harvesting it, wrap it. If you're not going to use it right away, wrap it up. If you've seen the wrap videos, how they wrap it up and then put it in a cool place so it can dry. You can hang it to dry as well. It's really hot outside. I don't know what area you're from, but you can even hang it outside. It dries faster. I have milkweed outside drying. I have mugwort outside drying. I have mugwort. I got a lot of herbs outside drying. I have some lavender outside drying because it's if I hang it up here in the house, it's a little moist in here. I don't know if you can see earlier, I was sweating to death, especially in here. I don't have the air conditioner in my dining room, so it's pretty hot in here. But it'll be moist, so I can't dry anything here, but everything is outside. I lay it outside. I have burdock drying outside. I have quite a few herbs outside. If you can hang it outside, let it dry, you'll be good. But start harvesting. Like I said, if it dies back on you, you're losing the medicinal benefits. Those benefits are going to go back down into the roots, and you can use lemongrass root, but lemongrass is not primarily known for the roots being the most benefit. It's the actual grass. So go ahead and pull it, cut it, let's dry it, and let's use it. Once I'm done sharing all these benefits, you're gonna love that you have lemongrass. Okay, let's see, who else did I miss? Citronella. Yeah, the lemongrass and citronella is in the same family. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that, Serena. That's the whole point of today's. That's the whole point of today's video, is to talk about lemongrass. Okay. Hi, Shantae G. Thank you for watching in the bushes. I hope I'm loud enough, guys. Let me know you can hear me. I'm clear. You can hear everything I'm saying. I'm trying to be as loud as possible. I know you said Asia, Karen, but that is not. That's not exact enough, if you understand. So I need to know the origination of lemongrass. Actually, when I start talking, I'm going to tell you anyway. And then second, if any of you guys know there's another name for lemongrass. Okay, thank you so much, Shantae G. All right, so let's get started. Let's get it started. All right, so first thing I'm doing is I'm making a tea. I'm going to make the tea first. I am making a tea for me based on the medicinal benefits of the herbs that I'm going to use. I make tea, y'all, even though it's hot outside, I'm normally in my house, I'm chilling. I love to wind down with some tea. I just got off a 20-hour shift at work, and it was long. I did rest before I got on this live, so don't worry, I'm good. And we're going to start with the tea. What I do, see, I love this. I said I have the beautiful collection of appliances by Drew Barrymore. This is her beautiful collection. This is the coffee pot. I do drink coffee. I don't drink it a lot. You have to give it a break, so I've given it a break, because what coffee can do is it can raise my blood pressure. And I'm not the type to have high blood pressure. So my doctor we pinpoint and know what it is that caused me to have high blood pressure, if I ever have it. My blood pressure is great. I had it done yesterday. So what I like about her thing is it has this amazing filter. You see this? This filter here, this is the filter for her coffee pot. I love it. I would recommend it. I'm not paid for it. This is not a sponsored video or anything. I'm just telling you what I love and what works for me. It works for me because I drink herbs. I make herbal tea more than I make anything. More than I drink juice. Not more than water, but technically it's water too. So this is what I use. The first thing we're going to do is at the bottom of the filter, I'm going to add my black seed. If you don't know the health benefits of black seed, you guys can look it up. I'm not going to tincture black seed because black seed is best as an oil infusion. I am going to make a black seed infusion. Maybe that's what I'll talk about next because black seed is such an amazing herb as well. These are the black seeds of the plant. I'm going to put some of these at the bottom because they help expel mucus and things of that nature. I'm not sick, but this is more of a preventative measure. So I was able to add the black seeds at the bottom. The hot water from the coffee pot will help to release the medicinal benefits. And I actually can use this twice, which is what I tend to do when I make it. Next up, I am using, this is shepherd's purse. This is an amazing herb, shepherd's purse. If you don't know what it's used for, you guys can look it up. Let me see, we got anybody new in the chat? Let's see. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is shepherd's purse. We're going to be adding shepherd's purse to it. So just a little bit. You don't need a lot because it's for my own personal benefit. If I'm making it for someone else, I may use more. It depends on what it's being used for. Hey, Mom. How you doing, Mom? I'm going to be talking about lemongrass today. So what I'm doing is I'm making a lemongrass infusion tea. I'm making a lemongrass tea. We're making a lemongrass infusion, oil infusion, and we're also making a lemongrass tincture. So what I have next, shepherd's purse and yarrow go together. This is yarrow. This is the flower, yarrow flower. Okay? Lemongrass and yarrow flower go together. I use these herbs and another herb, other two herbs to help cure a medical condition I was going through. And so I'm using it. Like I said, I'm not sick or anything like that. It's just a preventative measure. So I'm adding just a little bit of yarrow flowers. I know y'all see the yarrow leaves and things like that, and my yarrow kind of died back. So that's yarrow, and that I have black seed, yarrow, and I have shepherd's purse in here. Phenomenal herbs to work together. Same energetics. You hear me talk a lot about energetics. And the star of the show is lemongrass. So let's get into lemongrass. Let's talk about it. Y'all, I did a deep dive into lemongrass. And the further I went, the more I loved it. I told you I had been studying it for the past couple months. And I actually just went a little bit further, and it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So a lemongrass, for those since you didn't guess it, I need something. Okay, Mom, I got you. Lemongrass originated in Africa. lemongrass is from Africa, and then it spread out to other parts of the world, like you said, in Asia, because most of it come there. But what I found out is that the Asians get lemongrass from Africa. I watched the videos, I seen it, saw them teach the history on it. They actually ship it to China. China buys the lemongrass from them. And that's how they got lemongrass there. And then again, some of the slaves brought herbs with them to different parts of the world. For instance, lemongrass is used a lot in Barbados and a lot of the islands because slaves brought herbs and things with them. And that's how a lot of the plants originated that came from Africa and there. And then also because people who travel the world, they go there. I watched a guy who goes there, and he goes to Africa just to get herbs. Like he had guides taking him to pick up soursop. He got cerci. He got, let me see, he got so many herbs from there. And actually, I do have to want to get one thing. I told you guys, or maybe if I have time, I told you a friend of mine went to Jamaica, one of my colleagues, and he bought me back some herbs. I shared it. If you guys get a chance, check it out. It's on my community tab. So you'll be able to check it out, and we'll talk more about those herbs that he bought back for me, which was so awesome. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He knows I'm a herbalist, and if he's in the bushes watching, shout out to Kenil. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. So let me add this. I'm gonna get the tea going so that I can have some tea. And if you've ever seen it, what I do is I'll cut my lemongrass because it come bundled up like this. Because if you've seen lemongrass, you guys saw a lot of my garden family, we're growing lemongrass, and it gets really, really big and long. Just like Karen said, hers is starting to die back. They wind it up because it's a grass. So I'm using that much to put in my tea, and I'm going to break it. Normally, y'all know I'm big on dandelion, and I add dandelion tea to everything. I don't need a dandelion today. That's not the energetic that I'm going for. I'm putting it here. So again, I have lemongrass in here. I have yarrow. I have the flowers of yarrow. I have shepherd's purse, and I have black seeds. And again, black seed is really, really best if you do an infusion on it. But either way that you decide to take it, it's phenomenal. The health benefits are amazing. Okay, so that's all set. I'm going to put this in a coffee filter so that I can start to steep. And then I'll make it once it's all done. Okay? Give me a second. Let's brew. Okay, feel strength. I want it at maximum strength. Okay. That's the other thing I love about the coffee maker that I have, because it can you can determine what strength that you want it to be. Okay. Are there any questions so far? So I'm going to move these out the way because I'm done with them. Okay, and I'll put those back in the apothecary when I'm done. So let's talk about lemongrass. Lemongrass, again, I said it originated in Africa and it spread out all over the world. One of the main benefits in lemongrass is the quercetin, the citral. Let me see. It is, and remember I told you also, whenever you see those antis, you already know that it's going to give you amazing, amazing benefits. Okay, so it is an antioxidant. It is anti-inflammatory. It is a diuretic. Diuretic, if you don't know what diuretic is, and so people who are on different kinds of medications, you have to be careful when taking herbs that are diuretic, because it will flush your kidneys out, it will flush your liver out, it will flush your pancreas out, and that whole digestive tract, it is causing the body to your whole digestive tract is flushing it so that it cleanse itself. So you'll urinate, it'll make you use the bathroom. Again, it's causing your whole your kidney, your bladder, and your liver all to detoxify. That's a diuretic, okay? It is antimicrobial. Lemongrass is antimicrobial. Um, it is used in Africa to treat coronary disease. It is helps with heart issues. It let's see. The kidney, the liver, the pancreas, the bladder, your whole digestive tract. It is phenomenal for your digestive tract. If you feel like you need to detoxify, like say you just you're feeling like weak, you're feeling like you're not using the bathroom enough or anything like that, this is one of those herbs that you can take that can flush your system out and move things along to help your system start performing back at optimal performance, especially the liver. We really, really need our liver to function. The liver is what detoxifies the body. It's what helps cleanse the body. If you're The liver also is the one organ that can come back and heal itself, as long as you have not allowed your issue with your liver to go too far bad. So you really have to take care of your liver. If you ever seen, once a person, their liver has reached a point where it can no longer regenerate itself, that's a bad thing. So you really, really want to take care of your liver. I am suggesting you get herbs that help you detoxify the liver, and just take a herbal tea, like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to get that liver functioning at optimal performance. Anything along your urinary tract, your bladder, a lot of people don't know your pancreas. Your pancreas is part of your urinary tract. So you really, really need to I see a lot of people that get their pancreas taken out. We got to take care of those organs, because they all play a vital role. And when you're have to remove some of those organs, you don't know what impact it is having on that entire system. And that's the urinary system itself. For those who are herbalists, y'all know it's important that we, as herbalists, we understand how our different systems work together. And again, later on, I think in a couple weeks, I'm going to talk about the vitamins and minerals, and how they all work together. Some of your vitamins and nutrients you're not absorbing because you're not taking another. For instance, if you've had about, like with anemia like me, if you take those what do you call it, the iron supplements, it cause constipation. So now you got to take something that's going to help you not to be constipated. So you need vitamin C. Your body will not absorb iron if it doesn't have vitamin C. Vitamin C helps carry the iron into your cells. So things like that. So we'll talk about that later on, and I don't want to get too confused with it. But understand that plays a role with why these herbs are so important, because lemongrass contain a lot of those vitamins. Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Lemongrass also it flushes out excess fluid from the body. Is used to treat ulcers. People who have ulcers. Um, Lemongrass, people who have high blood pressure. Lemongrass can help flush sodium out the body. It will flush sodium out the body. I would suggest, if you said that suffering with high blood pressure, you definitely want to use lemongrass. But what I want you to also do is, you also need to get you some Celtic salt. The Celtic salt has minerals. It doesn't have as many as Irish sea moss, but it does have enough minerals. And I think Celtic salt has 82, and I think pink Himalayan salt has 62, or it has 83, and pink Himalayan has 62. There's a interchange somewhere in there between the amount of minerals that are in it. So if you're using lemongrass and you know that it is flushing the system, it is putting some nutrients back in, but just add a little Celtic salt to it just so that you're getting those minerals back. Like today, I just take a little pinch of the Celtic salt, I put it under my tongue, and then I wait like maybe like 5 minutes, and then I'll drink some water to just get that flowing through my system. And what I'm doing is adding back the minerals in case my body is deficient or I've flushed it out of my system. Understand some of the food and the drinks we drink. Caffeine. I can't say that enough, how caffeine flushes minerals and vitamins out of your body. Okay? So, and I drink coffee. So I understand, believe me, I don't drink it a lot. I try my best not to drink it a lot because the caffeine and the tannins that are really not good. And yes, you're going to say, oh, well, herbal teas have tannins. They do, but they don't have harmful tannins. It's the difference. In tea and coffee, they use the plant's defensive mechanism, which is its tannins, and use that to make, well, I don't want to get too far into that either. So that's that. Again, lemongrass is used to repel mosquitoes. I made a citronella and lemongrass bug spray. All I did was I took it, I put it in some distilled water. I don't like using distilled water too much, but normally if I'm using it to spray on skin, I want the water to be as pure as close to possible. So I did use that, and I just simply boiled it. You'll sometimes I do it two different ways. I will just put the herbs in a pot like I do with the rose petals. Actually, for the oil infusion, I will put it in a jar and double boil it. But when I'm trying to extract it, like when I made the lavender, I just simply put the herbs in the water and let it infuse into the water. I bring it up to a boil, turn it down low, and then let it simmer it just for maybe like half an hour to an hour on really, really low. But you gotta check it because I don't want to burn the plants. I just want to extract the medicinal properties from it that I need. And let me tell y'all something, that lavender, oh my God, that scent, I was at my shop and I spilled it, and they could smell it throughout the whole building. They was like, can you spill it again? Because they can smell it throughout the whole building. But that's how potent it is. So that's what I did with the lemongrass. I put the lemongrass in there. I use basil. I use thyme. I use mint because I want it to be really strong. Bugs and mosquitoes, they don't like really strong scents from those plants like that. And I use the lemongrass for that, and the citronella. The citronella, I know they make a lot of products with citronella, but lemongrass amplifies the power of the citronella. They work together because they're in the same family. Okay, so I put that made an infusion with that. Once it reached that point, and you can see the extract from the plant, because the plant matter changes color. Once it does that, you have pulled out the medicinal properties. Remember, the heat does that, but you don't want to burn it because then you start losing some of the properties of it. So then I turned it off, and then it was done. So I put it in a container, and I need to strain it. I let it sit for a little bit longer. I'm good for doing that because I feel like the longer that it sits, the more it infuses into the water. So now, besides a bud spray, you can use lemongrass to spray around your house. It kills germs. It is a natural cleanser. So for instance, I try not to use a lot of harsh chemicals around the house because we're in our house, especially in the summertime. When we're spraying things around the house, those fumes stay in the air. They're mixed with the dust and things that are in the air, and we're breathing that in. If you don't have a filter on your air conditioner, on your fans, and things that you use to, move the air around in your house, we're breathing those things in. Yes. Citronella and lemongrass are in the same family, Duval. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. Y'all let me know if I need to look at the chat. So, again, the citronella, the lemongrass amplifies that citronella. Because they're in that same family. Yep. You can puts them together, and you have an even more powerful. You don't have to. They have their own medicinal benefits by themselves. It's just because I studied it and I know it, and especially from my last courses I was just taking, lemongrass was used to treat some of the issues that was in our list of how we use our herbs. And one of them is insomnia. I have it bad. Like I said, I just did 20 hours at work straight. And so I know I'm going to need it tonight. That's why I decided to make a lemongrass tea. And because I'll be sleeping, I ate earlier. I will not be eating. I will have some tea tonight. That'll be the only thing that I have tonight, moving through the rest of the night. And I chose some herbs that can help work on my body even while I'm sleeping. So again, and it is looking, guys, it looks so good. I am big on adding sorrel. I'm good at adding hibiscus or sorrel, Jamaican sorrel, to my teas. I don't have the one down here that I love to use a lot, but I'm looking at this lemongrass and it looks so good. I watched them on one of the African channels that I follow. I don't mean to call them Africa, but that's where they are. And he has a farm in Africa, and he had guests coming and he made them lemongrass tea, and it looked so good. I don't think I've used it in a tea before. I've made tinctures with it. I've made oil infusions like this with the lemongrass seeds in there. This is one that I made, and again, I'm gonna make one with you guys. Let me be mindful of. Oh, we good on time. Okay, so it looks really, really good. And when they made it, they only use honey. They didn't use no sugar. I'm not gonna use any sugar tonight because I don't want to be awake. Keep myself awake from the sugar. So I'm only gonna use honey tonight for it. And when I tell you, they tasted it, and the guy was like, "Wow, that is so amazing." The guest that he had on his farm, and so I'm looking forward to tasting this lemongrass tea. Yeah, it looks good, y'all. Okay, so lemongrass. Lemongrass is also amazing for oral infections. If you have cavities, swollen gums, issues with your teeth are bleeding when you brush your teeth, those are issues that you have to address. I can tell you some other herbs to use, but we're talking about lemongrass today. So lemongrass is great for oral health. You can use lemongrass for oral health. I'm going to show you as well. I made, where is it? I have everything in front of me, but I just do have to reach down and grab some of the things when I start talking about it. I have students that I teach in the summer from our Mayor's Youth Leadership Program, our Mayor's Youth Program, and I taught them today how to make their own toothpaste. This is the toothpaste here. This is all natural herbal toothpaste. No chemical, no harsh chemicals in it, but this is all natural toothpaste. And I taught the students, and they were so amazed at making their own toothpaste that they went crazy over it. So they did make their own toothpaste today. Again, I have it in here. This is my own personal supply, so only my toothbrush will be going in there. And I did use soursop, neem, and lemongrass to add to for the oral health of the toothpaste. Okay, so it's great for oral health. It is a natural cleanser. I told you it isn't an astringent. Lemongrass, you can, it's say for instance you have a cut or some kind of skin wound, you can use the lemongrass as a poultice. You can take it, as long as you know it has not been sprayed with any chemicals. You chew it up and you can rub it on that area. It helps with cleansing wounds and things of that nature because it is an astringent. Be careful. I have not used it as an astringent, but it is. I don't believe it burns, but you know, just be mindful. Let's see. There are some some precautions when using lemongrass. Lemongrass can cause dizziness, and it can cause dry mouth. So be mindful of that, especially if you're taking medication. You want to make sure that it will not interfere with any of your medication. Lemongrass can treat streptococcus. That's strep throat. That's when you have, y'all know strep throat. I don't have to go too far in it. But lemongrass is known to help fight cavities, treat streptococcus, help prevent tooth decay. Again, it is antibacterial and it is antifungal, so it is helping with cleansing the mouth. Y'all know you have to take care of your teeth. When you don't take care of your mouth, your oral health of your mouth, it affects your heart. And we could talk about that another day, but just be mindful of that. Lemongrass, and this is why I'm drinking it tonight, and this is why it's so good with your people who have insomnia. This is why it's great for taking a night, because it helps to strengthen your stomach lining. A lot of us, our stomach lining has been, we have a lot of stomach issues like ulcers and things like that because of the different lifestyle. Food we eat, things we drink, things of that nature. And lemongrass can help to repair your stomach lining and help strengthen that stomach lining. You know how people take probiotics and things like that because they want to help with their gut health? Well, lemongrass is one of those. It particularly helps to strengthen your stomach lining, okay? And protect your stomach lining, okay? So it protects the stomach lining. Let me see. There was so much more. Let me see. It is anti-cancer. The beautiful thing about it being anti-cancer is when it enters the body, it can cause cell death of cancer cells. So it can cause cell death of cancer cells. We can go there. It's a whole lot deeper than that, but we're not talking about cancer tonight. But just know that I will refer back to this one day when we're talking about cancer cells and how to treat there are certain herbs that are considered free. They fight free radicals in the body. So that's when you hear them say anti-cancer. This lemongrass actually causes cell death of cancer cells. Okay. Let's see. You'll hear a lot of people tell you should drink green tea because it is anti-inflammatory. It is a diuretic, but lemongrass is better than green tea. You've seen that movement for a lot of people to drink green tea because of its medicinal properties, but lemongrass has even greater properties than green tea. But green tea has caffeine in it and it has tannins, and green tea is not a herb. So let's be clear. Green tea is not a herb. It is a tea. It is made from a tea plant. I explained this in an earlier video. You guys have to go back and watch that video. There's a difference between tea and herbal tea. Okay, so lemongrass is a herbal tea and green tea is a tea. It comes from a tea plant where they extract those defensive properties from that plant in order to get it. You'll see, I've seen people make green tea. They make green tea, English breakfast tea, white and oolong tea. Those teas are made from a process of a tea plant. So, but you can watch it. They've done it on YouTube, YouTube University. You guys can check it out. Okay. Lemongrass lowers cholesterol levels. So if you're the type, you have high cholesterol, your doctor tells you need to work on your cholesterol, you need to lower your cholesterol levels. Well, lemongrass can help you lower those cholesterol levels. Are you guys hearing me? Can you guys hear me, see me? I don't see the chat moving. I want to make sure that I'm not frozen or anything like that. And that you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? I'm not frozen or anything like that. And if I'm going too fast, please, and if you have any questions in the chat, please put the question in the chat. If I'm going too fast, please don't hesitate to tell me to slow it down. I can see the comments here. I just can't comment from the video that I am looking at, okay? But I can go over and answer any questions behind me from my iPad. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Duval. So I want to and I'm not going too fast, right? Because there's a lot of information to give out. I actually have a whole another page to go. Okay. But I want to make sure that I get the information out about lemongrass. I know you guys, a lot of you guys are growing lemongrass, and it's so funny because I was going to head to the market. I don't know if you guys see my market, where I go and buy my plants and my herbs and things from the farmers market. I was going to go there and buy a lemongrass plant. But what happened is, because it's coming up on the end of the season, I want to I'm just gonna buy it dry. And so, for instance, like, I have a African food market around the corner from me, and I know that they get these straight from Africa. The reason why I want to support them, and don't get me wrong, I am going to put it in my garden next year and grow it next year, but for now I do want to get it directly from Africa, and that's why I buy it from the African market. I do have quite a few. I have a lot on hand, which I'm happy I have a lot on hand. And the funny thing is, I bought this, and these will last a long time, y'all. It can last a long time, years in the packaging, as long as you don't disturb the packaging. And I have like a ton of Ziplocs. I keep it dry. I put it in my apothecary, in my storage containers, so that no air or anything gets into it. So I can keep it for a long time. So I'm going to continue to buy it dry. And again, these came from the African food market, and I love it. I love it. As you can see, there's different ways that they package it up. So this is one. And again, this one she had made fresh for me and dried it. So it's in this container. I'm going to transfer it to an actual Ziploc bag. It stayed perfectly fine in here. They use it. She told me that the lady at the African food market, she told me they put this in soups and stews. They do cook with this as well. They don't just use it for medicinal properties. And since no one guessed the nickname for lemongrass, I'm going to tell you what it is. Lemongrass is also known as fever grass. In Africa, they call it fever grass. Why do they call it fever grass? Because they use this to reduce fevers. This is their number one herb that they use to reduce fevers. I saw where he was saying that during that season in 2020, that this was one of the number one herbs they use to reduce fever, to reduce a lot of the to detox the body. They used it, and this was one of the number one herbs that they used during that time, which is lemongrass. And I love it. If you watch them wrap it, it is so cool, because I watched several videos of them taking people on a tour of the different lemongrass farms, and how they were cutting. I watch a lot of the harvesting videos, because I know that you guys say that you're growing lemongrass, and just take a look at how they harvest it, how they tie it up. They just cut it, wrap it up, and wrap it around. It was so cool. And I watched them. They had an order for China, and they were sending some lemongrass to China. I watched them package it up. Again, super cool. And like I said, this is lemongrass comes from them, and they ship it like all over the world. One of the things that they were doing, again, they call it fever grass. A lot of places requested the lemongrass one because it does reduce fever. And they were making teas, and they were outsourcing to package it, the packaging. They were outsourcing to the sales, to get it sell, and they were losing money. People were stealing from them in Africa. They were stealing their brand. They were stealing their how they were making a product and not giving them the right up. It was in fair trade, put it like that. You'll see a lot of companies now, they'll put on their fair trade, meaning they paid the right price for that product to where it originated from. And you'll see that a lot with shea butter. They'll say fair trade with shea butter, because shea butter comes from Africa. It doesn't come from anywhere else in the world. It comes from Africa. Well, other people are trying to grow it now, but it comes from Africa. And a lot of places were paying the people really little cheap money, and they were pulling it and making billions off of their product. So again, they had to start packaging the lemongrass up in their own country instead of outsourcing it. they would get it, and these companies would come in and extract the product, and they weren't paying them again. So they just started doing it on their own. And there's a really, really cool guy. I sent him a couple messages on YouTube, just chatting with him about his product, because they said he has one of the best lemongrass teas. So it was phenomenal to watch. Okay. Back to my notes. Let me see. Anyone else coming? Hi, Christina. Hey, Queen Idea. Thank you so much. I watch your channel too. Okay, so let's keep going. Lemongrass, again, you hear me say it is a detox herb. Guess what? So I already told you guys in my previous video about adding eucalyptus to your shower, hanging some eucalyptus leaves in there, because it helps to awaken your senses, help boost your mood, and get you going for your day. And yeah, I've seen some people try to make a video after I shared that information. It's fine. But you can use eucalyptus for that. But guess what? In the morning, if you feel like you're sluggish, your energy level is low, guess what you can drink? Lemongrass tea. Lemongrass tea boosts your mood, and it kickstart your metabolism. Anybody that has a issue with their what is the endocrine system, which deal with hormones and metabolism, things of that nature, you want to drink some lemongrass tea. Lemongrass tea is phenomenal for that. Lemongrass tea kick starts your metabolism, helps to boost your mood so that you can get through your day. So not only can you take it at night to help with insomnia, to calm you, it'll also kickstart your metabolism if people who suffer from low metabolism. Okay? Guess what else, ladies? Lemongrass also helps with PMS symptoms. And fellas, no, it does not take away any of the health benefits that it has for your body, but anybody that has PMS symptoms, and women who have goes through premenstrual symptoms, that's what PMS means, hot flashes, cold flashes, cramps, things of that nature, lemongrass can help with those issues. Again, it reduces fevers. So if you are feeling hot and from a hot flash, you can drink some lemongrass tea, and it helps to reduce that. Okay? Okay. So let's see. It helps with menstrual cramps, bloating, hot flashes. And again, it helps with those hot flashes because it has a cooling effect. All right, so some of the precautions for lemongrass is, again, pregnant women, you need to see a doctor about it. You definitely want to consult your physician. Anyone, you want to consult your physician before you start any kind of remedy. Speak with an herbalist that can help you as well. They can help you, guide you through taking herbs and things of that nature. Because it is a diuretic, you want to be careful because it does also lower potassium. So you want to add potassium to your diet. If you are drinking lemongrass, you want to add potassium back to your diet. I know I told you about how dandelion will flush out your system, but dandelion has over 20 benefits, and it puts it back into your system the same as well. So with lemongrass, because when it as a diuretic, one of the nutrients it flushes out the system is potassium, so you want to add it back with like your bananas and things of that nature that will help with it. Now lemongrass, it does have that citrusy kind of scent when you smell it, kind of like it's a cross between a mint and a lemon. But it is a little bit tart, so just be mindful of that. When you smell it, it don't taste the same as it smells, is what they say. So it may smell lemony and citrusy, but it does have like a little tart taste to it. So that's why you add your other herbs. Like I like to use sorrel to add flavor to a lot of my teas. Okay. So the number one compound that's in lemongrass is quercetin. Quercetin is a it's kind of like how we use, let me see, cayenne pepper. You know how they have their flavonoids in them, and the one flavonoid that's the main flavonoid that's in lemongrass is quercetin. The quercetin, let me tell you, the quercetin, I told you how when you drink it, what it does is it goes into the body and it searches for free radicals. Remember, I told you it causes the cell death of cancer cells, because once it enters the body, it searches the body and it is searching for free radicals. Okay, those are the cells that cause cancer. So that's what it does. That's what the quercetin benefit of lemongrass does. It searches the body for cancer cells and destroys them. Cancer's free radicals. If you don't know what a free radical is, a free radical is these proteins that that are in the body, and they cause cell death, your cells to die. And that's how cancer is formed, is when they kill your cells and take over that cell. So they damage the cell membrane. This is why vitamins and minerals are important, because vitamins and minerals help protect your cells of your body. The moment that cell is weakened by food we eat, things we drink, environmental factors, lifestyle factors, those things, dis-ease in the body, they can cause the cells to be weakened, which is how cancer can get into the cell and then devoid that cell of oxygen, and how that's where the cancer cell is formed. So also, free radicals, they damage, they alter DNA. I don't know if you guys been watching. Hey, Mona. Let me see who else I missed. Okay. Hey, Mona. Okay, and then so eventually, if you allow free radicals to be in your body and they multiply so much, they can cause cell death. Okay, because they multiply. So it's important to take herbs that are anti-cancer and fight free radicals in the body. Okay, so lemongrass is one of those that you should take on a regular basis. Not a whole lot. If you decide that you're gonna do lemongrass, right, and you add it to your diet, always after a month, if you're taking it. It's like, for instance, like I took dandelion a lot last month. You have to give it a rest. Okay, you have to relax it some. You can't take it constantly thinking that it's going to constantly be fighting in your body. You want to get on a regimen, speak with an herbalist, speak with your doctor, whomever you decide to consult, speak with them, get on that regimen, and then they will also tell you, hear them say, all right, then you take a break. So whenever, like, I'm doing an infusion for someone, whether it's tea or whether it's a tonic or a tincture or a decoction, I always tell them, okay, this is your regimen. You take it for this amount of time, and then you'll give it a rest. Okay. It is it is high in antioxidants. It is high in flavonoids. The flavonoid, like I told you, is the quercetin that's in it. Let's see. Depending on, so what I did know, someone asked, when do you harvest the lemongrass? I think it was Karen. Lemongrass normally is ready 4 months after planting it. So if you can go back in your notes or your journal or however you keep track of it, take a look at that. But definitely, if it's starting to die back, you know it's time to harvest it. And you don't want to, again, you don't want to lose those medicinal properties. Once those leaves start turning brown and it's dying back, the medicinal properties are being released back into the soil. Okay. It's important to take, so the body is, so this is why we say, you'll hear me say a lot that herbs are energetic. They're energetic for a reason, because the body is energetic. The body is energy. The body is constantly moving. Even though we may not be moving, the body is constantly working on itself. It is a self-healing mechanism. So you adding herbs to your body, you want to add, complement those herbs depending on that energetic. And lemongrass is a high energetic herb. that it does work with the body. Not only is it helping to electrify the body with boosting the metabolism, but it's also helping the body, energizing the body itself to do function properly. Like it's healing and causing the body to function properly at the same time. So that's why I said like it'll help with the lining of your stomach. It also helps with people have different issues like boosting metabolism or is antibacterial, antifungal, things like that. So the herbs, a lot of it knows what to do. Like I tell you about like onions. If you add onions to your diet, especially a fresh onion, that onion it goes right to the part of the body where it is needed. And I also tell people like if you have a child that's sick, you can put the onion in their sock. Even me as an adult, I've put onion in my sock, allowed it to be released into my system. There are parts of areas of the body where it goes directly into your bloodstream, like that's your feet, your hands. That's why it's important, especially with the rise of infections and stuff going around. Please wash your hands. I am not a big proponent of telling people to use hand sanitizer. I would prefer that you use soap and water, but constantly wash your hands, okay? Wash your hands and then moisturize your hands back too, because the constant, depending on the type of soaps that you're using, can also dry out your hands, and I don't want to have you do that. Dry your hands out really bad as well, okay? And also know that once a year, the body renews itself. Your cells renew, the entire body, your entire system renews itself. You got to be mindful of your own body. So like I know like this time of year, my skin cells are renewing. My skin gets dry in different places. So this is the time that I add different oils into my body that's going to help my skin renew itself. Of my skin, like you'll see it, you'll know it, because you'll see dry patches, like you'll see your skin peeling. That's how you know. So what you need to do, you have to exfoliate as well. So you can add, again, lemongrass is it's an astringent, it is antibacterial, it is antifungal, and it can help those cells turn over. So you can add it to like your body wash. I don't know if you make your own body wash, but you can take it again, add like you can add it to, I don't know if you like to add oil infusion to your soaps and things of that nature, but I do make a black soap body wash. This year I added lemongrass to it. I also, if you want to, also if, say for instance, you have dry scalp and you see a lot of dandruff in your hair, you can add lemongrass to your hair conditioner or your hair shampoo. I'm not a big proponent of shampoo because I believe it strips the hair, the shaft of the hair, strips the scalp of the hair. I am a proponent of conditioner. I do believe that you can use different conditioners for your hair, but use a good one. Find one that works for your hair. But you can add lemongrass to it. You can either make an infusion, make a water infusion like I did with it, how I was making the bug spray, and you can add that to it, or you can just directly add the lemongrass in there and let it sit for a week or so. Let it infuse with it, okay? Because most of those conditioners and shampoos have water in them. Okay, so you can do it. Just be mindful of it. Opening and closing. Make sure you're not getting extra water and stuff in there. Okay. So when you're opening, because a lot of people like to use it in the shower, you want to be careful of adding that water. The water, especially water from tap water, has a lot of chemicals in it, and you want to be mindful. Like when I do my bath soak and different things like that, I always tell people to just keep it away from the water that's running and splashing, and try to put it in your bath water before you turn that water on and stuff. That way it's not splashing into the container, because that tap water again contains chemicals that can cause fungus. It can cause it to go rancid, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so let me see. I told you the name of the nickname for lemongrass. They do not call it, well, they call it lemongrass, but you'll hear mostly them saying Africa fever grass. That's what traditionally they've been doing. There are women in Barbados. I watched the women in Barbados talk about the herbs and how they got there to the Caribbean islands, is how it was brought over a lot by the slaves, and then from people traveling now. people going back and bringing it back. They said how lemongrass has been used for years in their country. And lemongrass is one of the biggest herbs that they use in Barbados. Let me see. I told you guys about why they're working on the herbs, packaging the herbs and everything in Africa, because they were losing a lot of money from it. People were, stealing from them and things of that nature. There is I like this guy. What is his name? What is his name? Is it Tanto, Africa? Let me see. It might be Back to Nature. One of them, they're starting this thing which I love, and then I'll get on to my demonstration. Is in Africa called the Herbal Volution, because a lot of the workers on the farms and things, they will always take a coffee break, and they found out now how the some of the negative side effects of coffee. So they said that they want to turn back to what their ancestors taught them and what they've used for years, because they had moved so far into using coffee and taking that coffee break. So now they no longer want to use that term coffee break. They want to take a tea break. And they created what's called the Herbal Volution. So look it up. I love it. I commented. I told them how much I love that. It's called the Herbal Volution, Herbal Tea Volution. So they're trying to turn their people back to using herbal teas. And they said they've been very successful with doing it. I think their motto is "No farmer, no future." I was so excited watching them talk about that, moving away from coffee break and taking a tea break. So now you'll hear me say now I'm taking a tea break. So I don't want to say I'm taking a coffee break. And that's not knocking anybody that drink coffee. Drink all the coffee you want. That's on you. I do drink coffee. I haven't drunk it in about a month now, but I do drink it. So I'm not knocking anybody that drink it. But there's so much value and so much benefit in drinking herbal tea. Again, I recommend we get better sugars. If you're going to use sugar, try and stay away from white sugar. It's really not good for you. A lot of people like to go organic. They're growing stevia and different things of that nature. I love honey. What I found out, please be mindful when you go in the stores. I picked up a jar in Dollar Tree thinking it was pure honey, and that thing said sugar cane. It said, no, not sugar cane. High fructose corn syrup. It is a jar, a little bear, supposed to be a honey bear. And if you look at it, you can see it. It's so funny. The honey separated from the high fructose corn syrup. I wish I had it in my hand. I could show you. But if you guys have a Dollar Tree near you, go in there. They used to sell honey. It was pure honey. They do have an organic honey in there in a little triangle bottle that I don't have right here. I'm so sorry I'm talking about it, but I'll take a picture. I'm good for it. I'll take a picture, put it on my community tab, and let you guys see it. I'll put it on my Instagram if you guys are not on my Instagram, and I'll put it on there. Let me see. Yes, use honey. Okay. So any questions? I hope I covered, Duval, did I cover everything you needed to know about the lemongrass there? It is so beneficial. There is so much more. There are medical conditions in the body that I use lemongrass to treat people, lemongrass herbal tea to help treat some people for some of their issues that they have with herbal tea and wellness. Oh, good. I'm glad I did. So let's make. So what do y'all want to? Okay, so I need to make my tea first because I'm gonna tell y'all how it tastes. Okay. I do use sugar in the raw. It's not that much greater, but it is better than white sugar. Let me see. And when you make a tincture, we are going to tincture the lemongrass. Okay. I think this is Amsterdam. It is 100 proof alcohol. Whenever you're making a tincture, where's my vinegar? I gotta get the vinegar. So I'm going to do it 2 ways. I have to do it 2 ways because I'm going to send some to my children, for my grandchildren. It is called fever grass. It helps to reduce fevers. My grandkids tend to, when they get sick, the fall is coming. They're going to be starting school this month. And happy August to everybody. Welcome to August, everybody. Uh, Yes, a queen, get you some lemongrass. If you do not have lemongrass growing right now, find the African market or Dominican food market. They tend to have a lot of those herbs. I would say, or your farmer's market, your local farmer's market. My local farmer's market has lemongrass plants. So, and I may still grab one. It wasn't expensive. It was 3 for $10. I'm not sure how much it is. Might be even cheaper now because the season is summer's almost over, and so I do want to get it. So again, the 2 reasons why I use alcohol for one and I'll use vinegar for the other, because I do not give alcohol to my grandchildren. Although alcohol itself will pull more constituents out of the herb, it will pull more of the medicinal properties. Not to say that the vinegar won't. The vinegar is still going to pull those medicinal properties. It's just alcohol is a stronger version. It makes a stronger version of it. And again, you don't have to give a lot. I tend to give shots. Let me see if I have my, when I like to let people sample it. Let me get it, guys. I'll show you. Whenever I'm doing tinctures, this is how I sell it. I give them, I just want to give them a simple, it's a teaspoon. So this is a little shot. It goes right up under the tongue. This is how I give it to them. These are just samples. So right now I have to make samples. This is my, here is a tincture. This is my bitter leaf. So this one here, this is my bitter leaf shots. I do shots like this. I sell them like this. And then I give samples like this so they can try it. I probably should charge people, but I like for them to just sample it and see. And I just simple little shots that I give them. Like the oregano oil. I love giving people a shot of the oregano oil because it goes right up under the tongue. Again, right into that bloodstream. This right here, this bitter leaf tincture, I did this one on June 22nd. It is ready to go. I am going to pour these into I'm going to make little shots with them, and then I'm going to fill up a couple jars. I have some people that need this bitter leaf. You do need your bitters. You definitely need your bitters. So in this bitter leaf, I think this is just, oh, no. Okay, so what I did is I made this super potent. I'm sorry. I better listen. This is gonna be really strong. Actually, I may only make a couple. This one's really strong. So let me tell you what I have in here. I have bitter leaf. I have horseradish, sorrel, and oregano. I put sorrel in again because I love the taste of sorrel. I like the light in the taste of it. You're welcome, Queen. I like to, I wanted to do it what it's supposed to do. So the reason why I say there's 2 ways that I do a tincture. If it is my dry herbs and they're small enough, what I like to do is I'll put them in a mesh bag and I'll let it tincture that way. So this one actually has a mesh bag in it. I don't know if you can see it because that tincture is so strong, y'all. That's that bitter leaf. That is bitter leaf. It is from Africa. Do I have the bitter leaf to show y'all what it looks like? Let me show you what it looks like. Listen, it's very, very strong. But you need bitters. Bitters cause the body, they are diuretics, helps that body to boost and flush that system out, okay? You need your bitter leaves. If you don't know what it is, there are different ones, so look it up. And then there's just the plain bitter leaf. But look how strong that is. That is a tincture. And that one, listen. And that oregano, if y'all don't know the benefits of oregano, there's over 100 benefits for oregano. Same way like moringa. I mean, it is not on, there are two different energetics, but that oregano, listen, it is a metagogue, it is um, uh, mucilages. This oregano is phenomenal. I think we talked about oregano before in the very, very beginning, way, way back. So y'all can go check that out. But I want to see if y'all can see the pouch in there. So, But anyway, we're going to pour that out too. We're going to do that. And again, this is how I do little shots for people to try. Especially my fire cider. I'll do little fire cider shots like this. Have them take it. If you haven't seen, check out my video of my son and his wife during the fire cider shots. It's hilarious. It's under my video shorts. Let me see if I got this so y'all can see what it looks like. So the reason why it is so dark, this is bitter leaf. I want you to see the leaf. See that? So this is dry bitter leaf. Okay? And you want to know the health benefits of it, you just look it up. Okay? So let me make the tea. Give me a quick second. If you have any questions, please put the questions down in the comments, and I'll be right back. Okay? I'm still here, but I'm just gonna make the tea. So you guys, let me tell y'all what it tastes like. Normally, I give you guys a my cup, my cup for the day. I'll show you the cup after I put the tea in it. So let's pour it. So this is the color. This is what it looks like. See that? And this is exactly how it looked when he did it in Africa. The video I was watching. This is just how it looks. Can y'all see that? Okay. So I'm just going to pour me some. I want to move this alcohol out the way. Let's see if I can sit this down. Because I want to tell you guys what it tastes like. Let me get some honey. I do have some brown sugar. But I need honey. Honey. Now, only because it says it has a tart taste, I'm going to add, I promised a friend of mine that I would no longer put more than 2 things of sugar. I'm using this because I don't, my honey is either in the kitchen or it's upstairs. Y'all know I normally do my videos upstairs. Let me see, who's in here? Hey guys, Desire, how was class? Yes, Greek oregano is very, very good, Mike. I found that out. Just like the German chamomile and the Roman. I promised him that I used to, I told y'all the story of how one day I was with my sister and she asked for 14 packs of sugar, 2 creamers. No, she asked for 12 packs of sugar and 12, I think. So it was McDonald's. We put a McDonald's. She wanted a coffee. She told them to put 12 sugars and 2 creamers in that cup. I'm telling you, that cup had to be about 10 ounces. It was all that sugar, and it was 12. I was like, how do you know? She said, that's the number that you put in, and that's where we get to the sweetness that I want. I am like, but let me tell you, I was helping my sister because she was diabetic. And I told her she has to completely remove sugar from her diet. So I'm going to add this. I'm only going to add 3 because it's supposed to be a little tart in taste. I will not put more of that. I'm using the sugar in the raw, y'all. Okay? I want to see how it tastes. And let me show you my cup for today. I don't have a t-shirt for today, but I have my cup. It says fries before guys. Fries before guys. Ooh, cute cup. Yeah, I sit it on my coffee bar. It's a cute cup. No bad vibes to the guys. Love you guys as much as I love the gals. Alright, so let's see how it tastes. So this is my first time drinking lemongrass tea. This is the tea, and we're going to tincture it next. So I'm going to move these jars because we're going to tincture the lemongrass next. I'm just going to move these out of the way. And again, I've already sterilized everything. I'm going to close these up just so that I can, look at that, move them out the way. I shouldn't have had them upside down anyway. Alright, so I'm going to move these all out of the way. Closing them up. And actually, I need to grab my gloves, guys, because I am going to tincture this. I did wash my hands. But because this tincture is not my personal, I will be using it in my apothecary in my business. I need to put some gloves on. Okay? So let me taste the tea first, then we'll go. Let me explain about the tincturing. Is anybody tincturing with me? I know. This is the funny thing. I make my tea when I'm making it and I'm putting it in the gallon that I carry for the whole week. I don't put nothing in it. I sweeten it with oranges and lemons. I'll add lemon, lime, and oranges. And believe it or not, that's enough to sweeten it. And I just don't have it right here with me. So because this is a little tart, I am adding sugar to it. And my honey is somewhere. I take honey to work, so I don't use sugar. So I do have the honey in my lunch bag in the car. And again, I'm only working on, let me see, I got off this morning at 8:30. I teach my students from 10 to 12. We went from 10 to 12:30 today. Again, I taught them how to make homemade toothpaste. So that was really good. And then I had to run an errand. And I was supposed to go to my grandson's talent show. And I missed it. I had to apologize to him. I hate missing my grandkids' events. That is like the highlight of my life. Believe it or not, besides, being an herbalist and one of my biggest joys is being able to enjoy spending time with my grandkids. And he had a talent show today in Philly. I did not make it. I'm sorry, Jules, because they like to watch my videos too from the bushes. So, sorry, Jules. So they'll text me later and say they saw my live. But I am, so my honey is, the one is upstairs and the one that I take to work, that's in the car. And then the one down here, I think it's in the kitchen. Because it's not on here. Honey is best. I will always tell you that. Use honey, 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 honey. Oh, agave is, a lot of people use agave, stevia, different things like that. You use what's best for you. I'm not, I don't like to dictate to tell people, what to use. You use what's best for you. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sweating. I'm going to keep this fan on me. I don't want you to rotate because I'm hot. Okay, there we go. Much better. It's like rotating. I'm like, I'm not over there or there. Just blow on me. All right, so let's see what this lemongrass. Anybody have ever had lemongrass tea? In the comments, let me know if you've had lemongrass tea. I'm gonna move these out the way, guys, okay? Because I want you guys to be able to see. Duval. Let's see what you say. Bring diabetic. Would honey be okay? Yes. Be careful with honey. Look at, is that a spider? Oh my goodness, this is a spider hanging down from my lamp, my light. I hate spiders, y'all. I'm sorry, he just met death. Ooh, am I supposed to say that? Be careful with honey if you're diabetic. Listen, I'm. If you're diabetic, let me tell you this. Get you some fruit. You can put fruit in your tea, and you don't need sugar. You don't need honey, because honey it is high, although it's natural and it has medicinal properties. If you must add something to it, I would say honey. And make sure it's 100% honey. Like I said, I picked up a jar running into Dollar Tree thinking I got some honey that I can use quick for the video, and it wasn't even honey. I'm telling you, the honey separated. The honey was about this much, and the rest of it was high fructose corn syrup. Who has a jar of high fructose corn syrup? But listen, if you running and you just grabbing and you thinking you getting the best, and you just grabbing something because you're so used to getting running and grab. Like, I'll grab quick things from Dollar Tree, like the apple cider vinegar. I felt is really good from Dollar Tree, and it has the mother in it. But you gotta be careful, because a lot of the products we buying and we so used to just grabbing it, they're changing the constituents. They're changing the products. And I just grabbed it without even reading it. I get home, and of course I'm reading it, and it wasn't even what I grabbed it for. And I didn't take it back. I think it's still, I didn't even use it. It's somewhere. So anyway, I've changed my breakfast too, y'all. Let me tell you. I don't really eat breakfast, but because I've been working a lot more recently, and try to have, I take to work, I have fruit, not too much yogurt, but I can use yogurt if I want. I try to get plain yogurt and not that sugar sweetened yogurt. But I got granola, fruit. I'm making my own little smoothie bowl, y'all, and it has been amazing. And I add bananas to it, because adding 2 bananas a day to your diet helps lower high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure, but I'm more proactive than reactive. I don't want to be to the point where I'm reactive. And that almost cost me my life, because I was anemic and I wasn't proactive about it. Several years ago, I flat out passed out. I was trying to buy a car. I was at a what do you call it, an auction, and I knew that my blood was low. This was like 2 years ago, and I knew my blood was low, and actually it was, yeah, a little bit longer than 2 years ago. Anyway, I was at the auction, and I was trying to pick a car, thinking about getting a car before I got the car that I have, and I flat out passed out, fell straight to the ground. My blood was a 6. I almost died. My blood had lowered to a 6. If you don't know, your iron levels and blood levels should be at a 12 or higher. I was at a 6. And that was when I really got more proactive about my own health. Instead of worrying about everybody else, I got more proactive about my own health. So that's why it's important. I don't like to be reactive. I like to be proactive. That's why you'll see me talk about a lot of herbs. I'm drinking a lot of herbal teas, especially the ones that are high in vitamins and minerals, especially sea moss, Celtic salt, things of that nature. That's why I've been on a real bad studying binge, trying to, just be the best version of myself, because I can't help anyone else if I'm not helping myself. I can't be an example to you if I'm not an example to myself. Listen, Christina, that thing is no joke. It is no joke. Yeah, you can get lemongrass seeds. Okay, so Duval, if you are A8, you need to increase your. Let me tell you what you need to take. You need vitamin B, C, D. You need I take I showed y'all the other day the ones I get from Pharmacy for Life. You need vitamins B, C, and D. You need iron, but you definitely need vitamin C, because the iron's not your iron. intake is not going to be good if you're not taking vitamin C. So, and vitamin B is needed because and then there's so much to explain in it because you need D for C because D carries C into the cells. You need C for iron because iron can't be carried without C. You need vitamin B because that is the natural that is the lifeline of your blood. So helping to deliver oxygen things throughout the body. So listen, you need B, C, and D. So get you some dandelion root. Get some dandelion root. Get you some burdock root. Dandelion, burdock, and yellow dock. These are all blood herbs. These are herbs for your blood. Get them. And like I said, especially if you're at an 8, this is not good. I where am I at right now? I had felt myself going low because I have my vitamins and things and I wasn't taking them consistently. So I get back on the bandwagon and take them consistently. A person has said to me, why you just, because I work so much and I forget to bring them with me to work. I am often working 16 hours a day and we got to be proactive about our health. Just put it like that. So I got one of those little pill dispensers from Dollar Tree and I put them in there and I leave it in my lunch bag. So I constantly have it and I'm more proactive about it than reactive. Okay. So definitely Duval, get you some, take herbs that contain vitamin B, C, and D, herbs that are high in iron. You got your vegetables, your kale, your spinach, things of that nature that are high in iron. You want to eat those. Stay away from sugars for a while. You don't need sugar, especially if you're pre-diabetic, diabetic. You want to cut the sugars out. And I hate to say it, you probably gonna have to cut the honey out because of its sugar content. It's not the same as white sugar or brown sugar of that nature, but if you are diabetic, we're trying to flush that sugar out of your system and you have to do that. And I'm going to say this too, you're going to need a bitter leaf. You're going to need bitters because bitters going to flush that sugar out of your system. Okay. I'm sorry. I just jumped right into all this. I saw it and I got concerned. That's just me. I'm sorry. I know we talk about lemongrass. I know I'm supposed to be telling y'all how this tea tastes, but whenever I see somebody that, I can just offer a little bit of advice, that's what I do as an herbalist. That's my thing. Okay. Let me see. Did you hear what I said, Duval? Christina, you gotta take care of your health. That fainting is no joke. I passed out twice. Twice. The worst one, I was out in public at what do you call it? I was at the auction. I'm going to be honest with y'all, tell y'all, the second time I passed out, I was in the bathroom. I was on the toilet. I fell off the toilet, bust my, no, I hit my head when I fell passed out in the bathroom. And then when I became conscious, and this is why I'm severely anemic. When I became conscious, I came out of the bathroom. I went to go down the steps, fell down the steps, passed out again, bust my lip, bust my head. It's bad. Please do not get that bad. I'm telling you, I've been working on my daughter, helping her heal, and I can tell you all the things. We can have that discussion as women. I can do like a private group chat. We can do a Zoom if you like. Anybody that's interested in doing a Zoom, I can tell you what I used to help me with that. Because there are different things that can cause you to be anemic. So if you would like that, just put in the chat number 1. Yes, you would like to do the Zoom with me. We could do a Zoom, and I'll do a private Zoom. I have a Zoom account, and we could do a Zoom, and we can go more into detail talking about how to heal that anemia. If you're anemic, we can talk about that, and I can tell you what I use to help heal myself. And I can show you some facts to prove how I healed it with herbs, okay? I have my medical report. I can show you how I did it, okay, to prove it. So y'all know that I'm not a joke. I'm not lying. I know what I'm talking about. So we can do that on a Zoom. Just put a 1 in there. Let me know if you're interested in doing a Zoom, and we can talk about the anemia and how to help ourselves with that based off the different issues that cause us to be anemic, okay? So moving on. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking for my gloves. I'm gonna have to get up one last time just to go grab these gloves, and we're gonna make it. So let's talk about this tincture. What time is it? Okay, so I got a few minutes. We'll tincture the lemongrass, and then we'll come back. So let's talk about a tincture. So a tincture, in order to tincture, you need 100 proof. Well, you need 80 or 100 proof alcohol to make it. Okay. So to make the tincture, tinctures can be made with glycerin. It can be made with vinegar, and it can be made with alcohol. Again, I'm doing two. I'm going to do one with vinegar, and I'm going to do one with alcohol. So with the alcohol, it must be 80 proof, which means it's 40% alcohol by volume, or 100 proof, which means it's 50% alcohol. Okay. So I have this. You will see a lot of herbalists, they use Everclear. Everclear is great, and I know a lot of people, they swear by it. But this is Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is 100 proof vodka. So let me show you. This is what you want to see. You wanted to say 100 proof, or you wanted to say 80 proof. So this is 100 proof. Okay. This is a tincture. Now, if you are diabetic, I will not give you an alcohol-based tincture. I will give you a vinegar-based tincture to help you. If you're diabetic and you're making this tonight, you have lemongrass and you want to make it, please use the vinegar. Do not use the alcohol. The alcohol contributes to sugar, diabetes. It is connected. Please do not use it if you are diabetic. Do not use alcohol. Do not let nobody give you an alcohol tincture if you are diabetic. Okay? That's important. So let me show you the vinegar, and let me get the gloves, okay? I'm sorry, I have to step away from the camera for a second. I have to get the gloves, and I have to get the vinegar. And get my gloves. All right, I'm still here, just out of camera view. I went to get my gloves. Sorry, y'all, if I'm putting my body parts all in the camera. So this is the vinegar that I used. This is distilled white vinegar. I like to use apple cider vinegar. I do like apple cider vinegar better because of the mother, but I also use distilled white vinegar. Okay? And this one is kosher. Okay, I like that. I like the kosher symbol on it. This one doesn't have the K, but it has the U, which just means the Union of Orthodox Jews. So that means that they follow their cleaning process, or their guidelines for being called kosher. Okay, so this is distilled white vinegar. We're going to use that to tincture the lemongrass, and we're going to use our alcohol. Okay, so can y'all see? I want to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so these are my 2 jars. Now, it's also important that you label it. Labeling is so important because you can go back. Anybody that's an herbalist, they know. You can go back and look at something. If you did not label it, you got to throw it out. We don't deal with the questionable. If you are an herbalist, we don't deal with the questionable. If we don't know what something is, we do not are not able to give it to anybody, because you have to have insurance and everything. You got to be able to insure yourself, because you want to give people the best. You want to give nobody nothing questionable. And then I showed y'all my 2 jars of fire cider for anybody that came in late. Look at this thing got some serious medicinal properties in it. This is older than the tinctures that I have here, but I'm going to strain those as well. But you guys won't see that. All right, so let's taste the tea. Let's see what it tastes like. I don't want to get germs on my hands, y'all. see. This is good because I don't like it tea sugary. Oh, in the jar is fire cider. That's a fire cider that I made. We were supposed to do like months ago. But it's fire cider. Yeah, listen, God's desire, Diana, you know it's time. August, kids about to get ready to go back to school. You need that fire cider. And I make mine with apple cider vinegar. This is actually good, guys. I don't like a lot of sugar in my stuff, so this is perfect. What it tastes like. It does have that, but see, I have yarrow in it. I have shepherd's purse. If you guys don't know what's in my tea, it's lemongrass, yarrow, flowers, black seed, and what else did I put in here? Oh, shepherd's purse. So I think that the yarrow and the shepherd's purse mutes down some of the lemongrass. I could taste it. It does have that lemony. They said it's a cross between lemon and mint, citrusy kind of taste, and that's kind of what it tastes. It does taste like that. They said it don't taste like that, but then it's kind of tart. So maybe my other herbs muted some of the tartness, but it's actually pretty good. It's good. I love herbal tea, so I love herbal tea. It's good. It's still not hot, but warm. It's actually pretty good, y'all. I'm not lying. So y'all see my cup, my fries before, guys. It's good. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it. I see why they were making a big deal out of on the channels that I was watching about drinking it. And they said they drink this all the time. There is a lady here locally that I saw on a video, and she was saying she puts the lemongrass in she had a little Ziploc, and she had the lemongrass in there, and she drinks it with lunch every day. She pulls it out, goes and makes her at work, makes her set up her little cup, and her she had honey. She didn't have sugar. She had honey. And set it up, and she puts the lemongrass. She puts the lemongrass in. She has the little, and I have them too. They're little tea bags. How you can make tea. I do have those bags. You can buy them on Amazon that you can make little tea bags. So you crush up. So with the lemongrass, you can crush it up. Like I will cut it really small. Like I cut it for this oil infusion. I cut it down. You all know lemongrass is really long and tall. I cut it down. So she cuts it down to be able to fit in the little tea bags. And she makes the lemongrass tea. And she said she's been doing that since she lived in Africa. She said her family drinks it on a regular basis. But a lot of people don't. Guys, this is really good. And I stopped drinking it because I'm going to keep on drinking it while I'm talking to you guys. And I know that my live, I'm almost at my time for the live. I don't like to keep you guys forever. So again, I've already sterilized everything. Everything has been sterilized. Now I can see your comments, and for people like Serena, who you have to read my mouth. Unfortunately, I am doing the demonstration at this point, so I won't be able to look at the camera as much so that you can read my lips. So hopefully you understand what's going on right now. I am making my tincture. Okay, so we're going to tincture it. I'm going to use this one because this is the one I've already been using, and I need my culinary scissors. Because actually, let me see. So this is, it comes in, let me show you. Big bundles like this. And I don't want to lose it. Do y'all see that? This is a lemongrass. See how they wrap it? Okay. I'm taking a whole bundle and putting it in there. Okay. And I need to I probably should have cut it because I probably should have cut it. Because I want to make sure it is down below the line. This is more than enough. All right, see that? Just because lemongrass and citronella is in the same family, they do not use citronella to ingest. Lemongrass can be taken orally, okay? So that's that one. So again, I'm going to do one with vinegar and one with alcohol. I'm going to get another bundle. Actually, yeah, let me see. It's a lot in here, guys. I love these. Let's see. Okay. I don't want to lose any of the constituent. I'm still sticking some more in here. Can you guys see me okay? You may not be able to read my lips. I don't want to lose any. Okay. Here's another bundle. This is lemongrass. Yarrow, I have to deal with yarrow another day, Serena. We're not talking about yarrow today. We're talking about lemongrass. Or fever grass. And this is the second jar. That's more than enough, guys. Okay? This is more than enough. Okay, let me see if I have some loose ones in here. I'm just filling it with some loose ones that's not bundled up, just so I can get the more in here. And I'm just filling more into the jar. Can you guys see me okay? Can you see what I'm doing? I want to move my spoon and things out of the way. Okay. Okay. Alright, I feel like that's good. So we're going to tincture. And if you are an herbalist, it can get pretty expensive doing tinctures because that alcohol is not cheap. So I'm letting you know another way to do it is you can use vinegar. Okay? Sorry, let me have a napkin over here. I don't want to be sweating all over y'all. Let me see. Okay, so let's start with the vinegar. Remember, the vinegar is on my right. Okay, and we're going to fill up our jar. Move this stuff out the way. Okay. Okay. Now, see where I filled it up at? You actually want to come up to maybe a little bit higher. But what I want is I want the lemongrass to break open and settle, because sometimes as it settles into the vinegar, you'll see that you're going to actually need more. And you want to get it all the way up there. And actually, I want to fill it up. I don't want to leave any room for air. Okay? So let me get my... I need to push it down. I'm not going to use my pestle and mortar. I want to push it down, okay? Same thing. I'm gonna sterilize this only because it's been out in the open. And I didn't sterilize it first. So I'm gonna let it dry. Because I wanna push this down. As you can see. Y'all see that? You don't want to have any air in your tincture. Okay? So I just want to push this down in here. And I want to move any air and make sure there's no bubbles or anything in here. So all I'm doing is just kind of moving it around, breaking open that wrap so that this can get down in there. You want to cover all of your herbs. All the herbs must be covered in the jar. So I'm pushing it down so that nothing is sticking up outside of the vinegar. And again, breaking it up, making sure there's no air pockets or bubbles in there. Okay. This one is going to drive me crazy. It keeps trying to stick out, y'all. And I might have to change my gloves because doing the alcohol one, it's going to be different. And I don't want to mix it, cross-contaminate it. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to add more vinegar so we get to the top. Now let me get a napkin. The other thing you want to do when you're making a tincture is you want to clean. Even though I sterilized everything, we don't know if I bypassed it, brushed it, any dust or anything in the air. So you want to clean the rim of it because you don't want it to have any kind of germs in it that can cause it to go rancid. Okay? So I'm still seeing there is just a teeny bit of room here. But just a little teeny bit more. Okay. So I do have I keep my alcohol bottle for sterilization. So let me get a napkin so that I can wipe the rim off. Where's my napkin roll? I swear I had everything with me. Let's see my napkin. There we go. This is the same thing like when you're canning. You know how you're canning and you clean your jars off, the rims and everything? I have everything. I'm always moving everything around, y'all. Okay? And actually, I don't need that much. And I'm just going to spray this with alcohol. And I'm going to wipe around the rim, the outside. And the tip. Okay? And my lid. I want to let that dry. Before I close it up, I want to let it dry. And I'm just cleaning. Just wiping. Even though I know I cleaned it earlier. Not the inside. I want that to be dry. I don't want that to have any kind of cross-contamination. And you just need a little second to dry. I got the fan blowing, so it should be good. Okay? And then you're going to close that up. Not like to the point where it's hard to open it back up, but just enough that it's taut closed. Okay? And that's lemongrass tincture and vinegar. Okay? That is a lemongrass tincture and vinegar. Can y'all see that? So that is my lemongrass. And can you see all the way up top? See, I got the vinegar all the way up top and everything is covered. Can y'all see that? That none of the lemongrass is outside of my constituent. Okay? All right, now let's do this one. I'm going to close that up. I'm actually going to wipe my hands because I had it in vinegar. So I'm going to take this And just stir like this here, because I touched the vinegar, and I don't want to get no vinegar in the other bottle. Cleanliness is everything. You do not want to poison anybody. Cleanliness is everything, okay? So I'm going to move the vinegar out the way. And I remember that right side is my vinegar. I do have my labels. I'm going to label that. I'm going to we'll do the alcohol one, and then if anybody have any questions, y'all can put the questions in the comment, because we are at 11 o'clock. But I don't want to take you guys too late. Let's see. So, listen, this is, how many ounces is in here? I know it is 100. This is 100% pure grain. Natural spirits. Never heard of that. Oh, neutral spirits. Neutral spirits. And 50% alcohol by volume. And I'm just looking to see how many ounces it is. So like I said, when you are doing tinctures, it can get pretty expensive, because you have to fill those jars all the way up. That's why you'll see a lot of people use the little jars, like little amber jars, to make tinctures. Because I'm telling you, filling up a big old jar like this. But I serve a lot of people. I serve my clients, and I serve my clients, and I serve my family. So I have to make large bottles. Now, if this does not fill it up, because these are quart jars. If this doesn't fill it up, I'm going to have to get more. Look like we should be good. Okay, and no, you want to definitely make sure that you cover it. I think I actually have less lemongrass in this one than the other one. Look at that. Only made 1 quart. And actually, I think I'm going to need some more. Let's see. Let me wipe this off. Alcohol. And I just want to clean this off. Stir. I did not bring my stirrers. They're in the living room. And I don't want to keep getting up from the camera to show you. He said, don't spill it. Listen, you better not spill it the way these things cost. Let's see. There's something to dry that off. Okay. Alright, so this is the one that has the alcohol in it. As you can see, I still need more, because so I do have space here that I can push it down, but I don't like to have this gap at the top of the jar. So I like to fill it all the way up. So I am going to have to go get more. I will close this up, but I do have to go get more vodka. And then what I'll do is in my community tab, I'll show it once I add the additional vodka to it. Okay, I have to go get another Amsterdam and fill it up. Use the same. Don't mix a bunch of alcohols. Use the same alcohol. I'm going to go get another one and fill this up, and then I'll use the rest to make maybe a smaller tincture. Okay, I'm trying to think something else I need to tincture. So I want to break up this. Make sure there's no air bubbles at the bottom. There's a lot of space there. And you'll see as it go along, you'll see the lemongrass start to break down as the vinegar and alcohol is pulling the medicinal properties from it. You'll see the leaves and things begin to break down. Not break down bad, but you'll see it mixing more in the constituent. Okay, so I'm just shaking it up. I want to make sure there's no air bubbles or anything at the bottom. So you want to make sure that you get down in there and break that up to make sure you're moving around. Okay, so it's good. I mean, I have room to put some more in there, some more lemongrass, but that is technically more than enough. If I had broken it up, you would have seen it would have filled up the jar differently. But that's done. So again, I'm going to add more alcohol, because everything must be covered. And then you don't want to leave no air at the top of there, okay? So I need another napkin. I'm going to wipe off the rim, even though I'm going to open it up, back up, to get more alcohol to put in there. Where's my spray bottle? Oh. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to wipe off the rim. Even though I'm going to have to open it back up tomorrow. The outside. Do not wipe the inside of the rim. Just the outside. You just want to get that outside and get that brim on the top. Same way as if you were canning. Okay? And again, I'm going to just wipe the outside, not the inside. Okay? And I'm going to close that up. Put that on there. Now, this must be stored in a cool, dark place. Do not leave it out in the open where sunlight can taint and distort the color and have an effect on it, okay? Sunlight does have an effect on it, so you don't want to do that. But this looks so good, guys. So we got 2 lemongrass tinctures. We have 1 in alcohol and we have 1 in vinegar. This one is complete. This one is done. I'm going to put this in the back of my cabinet. I do have my shelving of my apothecary, but sometimes I forget and I leave the light on, so I don't want to leave it there. So I'm going to put these in a cabinet. You want to label it. You want to date it. You want to put the date that you started, and you want to put the contents in here. This is vinegar and lemongrass. That's what will go on the label, and the date. And I will also, it will say tincture. So lemongrass tincture. And it'll have the date on it, okay? And then this one's going to say lemongrass tincture. Oh, it'll say vinegar. So lemongrass tincture in vinegar, and then a date. This will say lemongrass tincture in alcohol. And I will put the name of the alcohol. Everybody doesn't do that, but I do that. I do put the name of the alcohol on here because I like to know what I tinctured it with. So I know, you know, some people, even with taste, they'll taste things, say, oh, okay, that's a good one. It didn't burn so bad, or things like that. So I will list the name of the alcohol that I used in this one, okay? So again, I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to put it on a community tab, and I will let you guys see it once I finish adding the rest of the alcohol to this one, okay? So I have to go get some more of the Amsterdam. I'm going to go get some more. Have a little one, and I'll add to the rest of this. Again, you want to fill it up. You want to leave no space. If you are tincturing, you must add all of the herbs must be covered. And again, I don't like to leave no space at the top, okay? A rosemary infusion? You were told to put it in a window? In a sunny window? If it was water-based, I would say put it in a window. You can tincture in water. There's such things as tincture in water. Technically, that's herbal teas. It's just a tincture, and your constituent is just water. But I would not put an oil infusion in a window for the sun, because the sun will deteriorate the medicinal properties of your carrier oil. So I wouldn't do that, and it also would change the color of your herb. So I wouldn't put that in a window, not an oil infusion. You want to put that in a cool, dry place that's out of direct sunlight. Like my apothecary, I keep that window closed and I keep the blinds closed because I don't need none of that sunlight coming in here. I have a curtain over it because I don't need none of that sunlight in it. That sunlight has an effect on your herbs and your infusion. It can deteriorate some of the medicinal properties of it. Believe it or not, it really does. That's why anybody that's a herbalist, they'll tell you. Right, God's Desire? They'll tell you don't want to put it in a window that takes away from the sun will deteriorate some of the medicinal benefits. You don't want to do that. You want to put it in a cool, dark place because it let your constituents extract from that herb all of its medicinal properties. You don't want it to deteriorate. Remember, heat releases those properties. Sunlight on it is heat. Okay? Cool, dark place. Anybody that's a herbalist, worth their weight in gold, they will tell you. Cool, dark place, dry place, away from moisture, away from sunlight. So Duval, no infusions go, no oil infusions you put in the sun. Like, you know how I did the sun tea challenge? And I owe my people their gift too. The sun tea challenge, you can put, that's considered a tincture, but it's a water in tincture, and there's a name for it. But you can do water in the sunlight, absolutely. Absolutely, but not in oil, not glycerin, not alcohol. Please do not put them in the sunlight. And I'm not sure who told you that. I'm not. Maybe they have. You can maybe go back and ask them for their reasoning for you putting it in the sunlight. Maybe they have a reason that I don't know about. I don't know everything. I'm not. I don't know everything. I only know what I've been trained and what I've been taught and what I've researched. So, matter of fact, look it up. Whenever I give my clients any kind of tincture, decoction, poultice, balm, anything like that, I give them a write up to go with it and tells them why I did what I did, how the process for doing it. Basically, like if I give them a fire cider, I tell them the base ingredients. I tell them the herbs that I may have used for it. Well, or I tell them the medicinal benefits, why I use certain herbs. But I basically give them a breakdown of what a fire cider is. I may tell them I made an infusion, and I'll talk when I'm at the market and I'm doing vendor displays. I'll tell people, hey, I use this. I made an oil infusion. I kept it for a certain amount of weeks in a cool, dark place so that it can pull all those medicinal benefits of it. Like, I'll explain that. I tend to overshare, but that's just me. I would go back and ask them why they asked you to put it in the sun, but if you ask a lot of different herbalists around, they'll tell you, infusion goes in the sunlight. The sunlight will deteriorate some of the properties of it. Okay? And I'm sorry, I'm hate to keep going on and on and on about it, okay? So this is my lemongrass. It was fun. I thank you guys so much for choosing the topic. Again, if you want to do that Zoom with me and we can talk, because I want to talk to you directly about it. And I also, before I can give you, talk to you directly about it, I want to find your reason for your anemia. Not that I want to be in your business, but I want to make sure that the process or road or herbs that I'm taking you down for the anemia is for you, basically. So again, just reach out to me or put a 1 in the comments. I'll go back and read it, and then I'll let you guys know, and we'll get together and pick a date to do the Zoom to talk about helping with our anemia. And what else? Oh, thanks again, Duval, and everybody that was on Mona's live that wanted me to do the lemongrass tincture. I thank you so much for helping me choose a topic for this week. If there is another herb that you guys want me to do one on, I'll let you know if it's tincturable or if it's or we can do an infusion. Again, I have a lot of tinctures that I have to take out now. I have my fire cider. I have to strain that. I have this bitter. I don't have to strain the bitter because the herbs is contained in a mesh pack, a mesh bag. So this is going to be easier. I will still run it through my strainer here. I have a strainer like this that I'll put it through. And look, it's so cute because see that back? It sits on the bowl. I have it like this. And it helped me to strain it. See that? Without it getting in there. And sometimes, more oftentimes, I'll strain it twice. If it's not like this, but if like the fire cider, I'll strain it twice. But don't get me wrong, a lot of the things that are in that fire cider you need, such as the black pepper, cayenne pepper, whatever dry that I put in there. See the little things floating around in there? You can drink those. If you're making a fire cider, you can drink those. Okay? I do not take them out of there. The only thing I want to do is take the vegetables and the herbs out. I don't want the big pieces in the fire cider. And depends on when you make your fire cider. I've used my fire cider ingredients twice. It depends on if I kept it for maybe 2 months or more. I put this in my compost. But if I've only used it one time for 6 weeks is which I like to go, and I may fill it back up with apple cider vinegar and vinegar and run it again. I'll add fresh herbs to it, so that I'm still getting the medicinal properties out of it. But if I see it like the onions and things are still whole and still full, I may do it twice. I may tincture it twice. I may run the infusion twice. I mean, look at that. See, look at this. Do you see all those benefits down at the bottom there? This is so awesome. This is my number one seller. If you're an herbalist, get you some fire cider. That fire cider is worth its weight in gold. I'm telling you. This is my number one thing, especially people with endocrine issues, hormonal issues. It's great for that. Their lymphatic system, I mean, is really good for that. A lot of people like it because it helps their lymph glands here. Sore throats. If you feel like, sore throat, itchy throat, cough, anything like that going on, you can definitely use that. I don't mean to run off on my fire cider. But are there any questions? Duval, you are so welcome. And I don't mean to be offensive to anybody that told you that. I hope, please don't take it that way. Okay. So you need burdock, dandelion. I think I said yellow dock. That's one of the three that I give. That's one of the three that I give to people who are dealing with that. But let me see what else. You need, there's quite a few herbs for iron. Dandelion is probably number one, but you want to definitely mix that, get that dandelion with that burdock. That burdock's going to help you, and the yellow dock. Whenever I'm dealing with people who have that, there are some additional herbs that you can take, but the number one I will tell you is dandelion. That dandelion is a powerhouse. Should be a superfood instead of a weed. And you so welcome, Duval. Well, tincture, Serena, is pulling more medicinal benefits out of it. And a tincture and an extract, the difference is the constituent, what you use to pull it out. So, for instance, glycerin is considered an extract. It's not considered a tincture. It's considered an extract because it's not pulling as much medicinal benefits out as would alcohol. That's why alcohol is really the tincture. But an extract would be to use glycerin. Glycerin, a lot of people use glycerin because they don't want to use the alcohol. A lot of people, maybe they don't want to use the vinegar because it's too strong. I don't know. But an extract would be to use a glycerin. And then a tincture would be to use alcohol or vinegar. Okay? That's the difference between the two. Let me see. What else? Any other questions? Let's see. I used to not charge my teachers. Yes, listen. I said that too, guys. I'm sorry, because and you can make a lot. Like I was looking at the Honeystead. I love her channel. She had did a tincture. Like she bought all her herbs in and she tinctured everything. Like she had the whole dining room table full of tinctures. Love it, love it, love it. And they're little jars. You don't have to, if you're home and you're just making it for yourself, please do not use this. I have a herbal business. That's why I have these large jars. You do not need to use these large jars to make a tincture. You can make a tincture in a simple jar like this. You do not need a large jar. Let me see. Do I have some small jar? I do have. Go check out my apothecary video. You will see it. I've showed my apothecary, the ones I've already tinctured, ones I have waiting, ones that I have yet to pull. You do not have to use a big jar to make a tincture. This alcohol, you can make about maybe 10 little 2-ounce tincture bottles with an alcohol this size. That's if you don't have diabetes and you're making it at home for yourself. And you can use alcohol. If you do have diabetes and you're making a tincture for yourself, I suggest you use vinegar or use glycerin. Okay, you do not want to use the alcohol. Again, I'm a big proponent of that, letting you know what things can contribute to your diabetes and your sugar, and alcohol is definitely one of them. Okay, so this is my alcohol tincture for lemongrass. Look at that. You can see it already. It's starting to extract from it. You know it because the constituent is the means for which I use to extract the medicinal properties. And this one will be the alcohol. And it'll start to change color. You can see it changing color at the top. Can you see in there? You'll see it starting to take on the color of the herb. And look, there's a difference. See how this is darker? That's the alcohol extracting from it. And this is the vinegar. If you can see one is darker than the other? Because that's how more potent the alcohol is over the vinegar. It's not to say that this vinegar isn't potent. It is still potent. It's just the alcohol just pulls more of the medicinal properties out of it. But you can see that. And I've tinctured these the same time, and we're on the same day. And you can see the difference already, how that is much darker. And this one's lighter. Okay. Any more questions? Listen, guys, I love you. I appreciate you so much for sticking around and hanging out with me on my channel, hanging out for the nighttime tea. We had our tea for today. Oh, let me show y'all something. Listen, I was at Dollar Tree. I was a couple things I wanted to share with y'all. Listen. Oh, and let me see what I missed. Hey, D-Moon. How you doing, good bro? If there's any more questions. So, making a tincture. So, that's a good question, Duval. So, for a tincture, you can use dry or you can use fresh. So, a tincture, you can use dry or fresh. If I am making an oil infusion, do not use fresh herbs, please. It will go rancid. You cannot use fresh herbs in an oil infusion. Your herbs must be dried. Yes, you can catch the replay, D-Mood. Thank you so much for that hashtag replay. If you'll watch the replay, just put hashtag replay. Again, if you are making a tincture, you can use dry or fresh herbs. You may use dry or fresh herbs. If you are making a tea, you can make dry or fresh herbs, okay? You can use dry, fresh for a tea. Dry, fresh. Tincture, you can only use if you're using alcohol or vinegar, it can be dry or they can be fresh, okay? Even I think for the glycerin, it has to be dried. You cannot, I don't think you can, I don't think you can use fresh. I've never used fresh herbs for glycerin. I've done tinctures with glycerin or extract with glycerin, but I didn't use fresh herbs for it because how that constituent works, but you have to do your research. I'm not here to answer your 50 million questions because I don't want to confuse anybody. Again, so for the alcohol, you can use dry or you can use fresh, okay? For the vinegar, you can use dry, you can use fresh. All right? Again, I made some lemongrass tea and it is so good. But look what I got from Dollar Tree. Look at that. Dollar Tree got Miracle Grow, y'all. I got this from Dollar Tree. I couldn't believe it. I went in there. Even the cashier was like, "We got that in the store?" I was like, yeah, I just got this down your aisle. There's Miracle Grow in here. Oh, and let me give y'all my little thing before I go to... let me show y'all what else I had here. I wanted to show y'all just some of the things that I had found at Dollar Tree that I thought was rather cool. Yeah. Look at this cute little fan. Look at this fan. From the Dollar Tree. I thought that was so cool. Yeah. I thought it was super cool. So listen, what else I got? And I had a couple things I wanted to show y'all. Some cute things that I found in my travels. I got this from Burlington. I thought these were great. I'm trying to move from using plastic all the time, especially with food that I'm eating fresh. I'm trying to switch to eating a nice, healthier, fresher diet, especially because I be at work so much. So I'm leaving fruits and vegetables at work. Like I roasted some carrots and what else? Some carrots, zucchini in the air fryer at work, and it was super cool. So nice. But I found these. These are glass. And this I got from Burlington. This is super cool. So if you, or especially if you're eating fresh, try to get you some glass. Like this is glass, which I'm happy about that. I got this from Burlington too. So this is super cool. And it's glass. And y'all see it? It's pink. Y'all know I got it because of the pink, right? But that is it, y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you guys so much for coming on in, checking out the channel with me. I couldn't sit here at night and do it without you guys. I truly appreciate it. Again, thank you, Duval, and everybody that was on Mona's Live picking the subject for this week. If you guys, again, if you know a herb that you want me to focus on, please let me know. We'll pick another herb for next week. I am gonna go. I do have to get to those vitamins and minerals. I did the top 10 herbs last week. I'm gonna do top 10 vegetables next week. And also next Friday, the 9th, next Friday is my Ask a Herbalist that I do once a month. So you guys can come on in, check it out if you have questions, general questions about herbalism and general questions about herbs. I'm going to do that Ask a Herbalist next week. I think that's early. That's like at 5 o'clock, I think it is. But you can check it out on my channel and see it. But guys, I appreciate you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you so much. My motto is add a little glam and let's continue to grow together. The more I grow, the more I learn, the more I'm willing to share. And I don't mind sharing with you guys. And you guys stay with me through this whole live. I truly appreciate you. I can't thank you enough for that. And it's fun. I love to share this. I love when people are interested in what I do as an herbalist. I am studying now. I'm trying to get my credits up for a clinical herbalist. I did finish my Doctor of Natural Medicine, Doctor of Naturopathic Medicine. I finished that. Thank you for everybody last week who gave me the shout out and the congratulations. I appreciate you guys so much for that. That was so much fun. Again, I had a boring teacher, but what he taught was just so beautiful. And that's actually what fueled me wanting to get into these top 10 herbs, top 10 vegetables, top 10 vitamins, top 10 minerals and things that we need. This is going to help us. This is going to help us. And what I love when I was taking the class, guys, is that we have all of these things growing in our gardens and we don't realize how impactful they are on the body. Like the lemongrass, a lot of you guys are going lemongrass, and we don't even realize. I didn't even realize how important lemongrass was, so I started studying it a few weeks ago, and then bought it home and delved a little deeper into the origin of lemongrass and the people where it originated from, and watching how they use it. And it was just so much fun. I implore you to go and check out some of those videos. The person that made the lemongrass tea, who everybody's buying his tea from Africa, his name is Kwajika. Okay, the tea is called Kwajika. So go check it out, look it up. I love his process for making the lemongrass and the lemongrass tea. That was a lot of fun watching. So listen, guys, thank you so much. It's 11:30. I'm sorry that you guys are still here on the channel with me. I am actually I need to strain this fire cider, and I don't think you guys want to see that. I have 2 jars of fire cider to strain. I'm going to transfer it into these jars right here, and I don't think you guys want to watch all of that stuff, so I'm going to let y'all go. I have to get them into these jars here. Y'all gotta see, I have a giant lavender one, which is so much fun. Let's see. I want to make sure there's no more questions before I go. And thank you so much, God's Desire. Yes, it is fun. It is exciting. I used to own a boutique years ago, and I closed it. It got, at the time I was an officer, so I was juggling being an officer and then a business owner at the same time. So I went through a lot. But now I'm finally at the point where I got it back open, and adding herbalism as part of my business is just so phenomenal. I'm going to show you guys tomorrow when I go there. I'll be there early. I do have one doctor's appointment in the morning. That's my business. TMI, sharing too much. But after that, when I head over to the shop, I'll see if I can go live, see if you guys are around, if you guys want to check it out and see what it look like. I'll be giving out free lemonade tomorrow for as part of my grand opening weekend. It's actually all weekend, Saturday and Sunday as well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'll be there tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and get this firesider done. It's been calling my name. I've been walking past it. I don't know if you guys on my Instagram, go check out my Instagram, R_R Queen Collection on Instagram. Again, R_R Queen Collection on Instagram. A lot of you guys follow me. I'll follow you back. I love seeing your video, seeing your channels. I love seeing your Instagram, because it's a lot of fun. I love Instagram. So I'll be over there. I put a video up, one of them little memes where it says how you come in the house and you walk past your messy house and go straight to your garden. That'd be me. I've been walking past this firesider like, they had what is his Ace Ventura? What is his name? Well, they had Ace. The meme was Ace Ventura, and he was just kind of like wandering in, all funny. So go check it out. I like to share some humor. I like to share what I'm growing in the garden. I like to share my herbalism. I like to share all of that in there. So, let me see, Mike. What did you say? In general, orange, spice, jalapeno for fire cider. I like habanero. Yes, I use. There is at least maybe 4 kinds of peppers in here. In addition to the peppers, there's horseradish, jalapeno, and habanero. I think is part of the original recipe. No, cayenne and habanero is part of the original fire cider recipe. Cayenne and habanero are part of the original fire cider recipe. Cayenne, habanero, I think jalapeno too. So there's quite a few peppers in here. And then you have the horseradish. A lot of people can't find horseradish. Horseradish is a root vegetable, and it's a little bit harder to find. You normally have to go to your market. You normally have to speak with your local farmer or store and find out when they can get it in, because horseradish is one of those root vegetables is just really hard to find. But I actually have one growing. Let me show y'all real quick before I jump off. Let me show you. So I used it to put in the fire cider, my horseradish, and I used it to make some of my bitters. Let me show you what it looked like now that I put in some water. Remember I told you how I'm just walking by my fire cider? So I'm also walking by this horseradish. It is ready to go on the ground. So with that, this will be the last thing I show you. Look at all the roots. It is ready to go outside. It's got some air, so the roots are trying to get out the bottom. Look at that. I can now grow it. I'm so excited. I'm going to go plant it because there's, I think one of my, in Tomato Alley, there's several of my tomatoes that have exhausted all of their tomatoes. I don't think I'm getting any more tomatoes out of them. Let me tell you, they were so delicious. Juicy, delicious. And I think they were made for paste, making like tomato paste. I ate them with the salad. So I'm going to put this horseradish there. I'm going to take those tomatoes out, cut them down, take them out. Because I have pumpkin growing in that same area in one of the containers over there in Tomato Alley. and it's doing really good. Do anybody else having a hard time with their? I haven't got a cucumber. I got so many cucumber flowers. I have squash flowers, and the vine took over my whole flower lane. Okay, like the vine spread all the way down flower lane, and I haven't gotten one zucchini, one squash. I haven't gotten an eggplant. I haven't got a cucumber. Although the flowers look beautiful, and there are so many, they just haven't been pollinated. I'll take my tea that I make, my little garden tea that I make for fertilizer for the garden. I'll even pour it on the flowers to try and get, because the moment the flies and the bees smell it, they come running. And I put it on there, and they still have not pollinated or produced any vegetables. And when I tell you, I had mad seeds out there. And if y'all check out my garden video on Instagram, I shared what the garden looked like, some updated, and even in my shorts. And the flowers and the vines look so beautiful, but it has not pollinated. What you say, Mike? Yeah. Yeah, I got like mad flowers. Remember at first I was saying how I didn't have any female flowers, or I had all females, no males, or all males and no females. But now it's both, and I still have not gotten any. And the flies out there were like ridiculous. Like, this is why I had to make the bug spray, because the flies are ridiculous. Because bees aren't the only pollinators. I had plenty of bees, plenty of them big old wood bees too. There's plenty of bugs out there. It's just not pollinating. The spiders be trying to take over. I got to go out there and fight the spider webs like crazy because they're eating all the bugs, which I'm not mad at. It's just I got to fight through them because I got to get to my vegetables. But I haven't gotten any. Oh, you replanted? Yeah, they got us, Mike. Them bugs was ridiculous. Oh, Demo, you grew horseradish? Yeah, if you're making fire cider, you can use whatever peppers you want. Fire cider is what you make it. There was so much. It was so funny. These people had went to a country and learned how to make the fire cider, right? So when they came back after traveling around, there was herbalists that traveled around, and herbalists were using the fire cider, traveling all around the world using the fire cider. And what happened is this company called themselves, now they learned it from a group of people how to make fire cider. They tried to go and copyright it so that others couldn't make it. But herbalists had been using it. They had learned it for hundreds of years how to make fire cider. And this company tried to copyright it, and the government shut them down. Like, how are you going to take some herbalists been doing it for years? You know herbalism been around for centuries, and they tried to copyright it. They got shut down by the government for trying to copyright it to stop other people from making fire cider, when they have been making fire cider in folk and community herbalism for years. But people try. People try it. So again, with that, you can use whatever peppers you're growing in your garden. You can use whatever peppers you have on hand to put in there. The whole purpose of it is the health benefits of the pepper. And again, that them peppers, they have that capsaicin. You want to be able to provide that. That's one of the medicinal benefits in fire cider that they make the fire cider for. Oh, you have 4 squash so far, Mike? Yeah. I think what I'll do tomorrow's Friday, my day off, I'm going to go out there and I'll show you guys. I make a quick little video. It looks so beautiful. And actually, it's so funny. I think the sun started to scorch some of my giant cucumber leaves. So I want to cut some of them down off of there, because I don't want them to rot the rest of the vine. Although I wish it would stop growing and make some fruit. Maybe maybe somebody answer me that. Meet me on Instagram and let me know. Maybe is that what I need to do? Cut back some of the vine, let it focus on what's already grown. But I can't see that being the case with. I know that's the case with watermelon. You could stop it, and then the watermelon will focus on whatever is already grown. But I don't know if that's the same thing that happened with the squash and the zucchini and the cucumber. Okay, even the eggplant. When I tell you the eggplant plant is beautiful, the flower on an eggplant, it is so beautiful. And that bad boy just will not. And I'll go out there, guys, and I will. I see it, and I'm so amazed by the beauty of the garden. And I'll touch it, and the flower fall off. So I think what I'm gonna do, God's desire, is I'm gonna make me some fried. What is that? The cucumber flower or squash flower you guys have been flouring up. Throw that bad boy in the air fryer or something. I think that's what I'm gonna do if it don't give me no more flowers, because it's dying and just dropping to the ground. I'm not getting the benefit of the flower. I'm not getting the fruit or nothing. So I want to get something from it. All right. Yeah, I think too. I saw a lot of people self-pollinating, and I myself was going, oh, I got a lot of flies out here, a lot of bees out here, all type of little pollinator bugs out there, and I finally the snails have been gone, thank God. Look, God says I'm gonna have to do that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do that. Just I'm gonna fry them up. If they don't make no flowers, I'm before I let them drop to the ground, I'm gonna take them. But I'm gonna take my little horseradish, y'all, and I'm gonna get on out of here. Me and horseradish gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna. And it is like this thing is so beautiful. Like it is making roots. Look at that. I love that. This is a hard root vegetable to find. Believe it or not, it is hard. They don't sell them in every grocery store. I've never seen it in Walmart. I've always had to buy it from the farmer's market, but not all farmer's markets have them. So I was so happy. I said, let me try it. If I put this in water, can I grow this? And I don't have to worry about going to find one when it's time for me to make fire cider over. I'm going to start a new fire cider in September. So that'll get me for the spring. So this here is going to get me through the fall and the winter. And then I always prepare. I always start another one to get ready for the spring and the next season. A lot of people get sick in the spring. A lot of people get sick in the fall and winter. My grandkids get sick in the fall and winter. My children and other people that I sell my fire cider to, they get sick especially in the spring. Yes, that's where I need to go. That's where I need to go to Asian market and get it. But at the farmers market where I get some of like my beets and stuff from, they Asian and they didn't have horseradish. So even with them, they don't always have it. There was a Spanish market and a regular market. I mean, I'm an Asian market and a regular one at the farmers market, and the Asians they didn't have it. They haven't had it yet, and I go there almost every other week. They've never had it. What I should do, I should see if the African market have it. I'm not sure if they have it. But where did I get this one from? I got this from, oh, you know where I got this from? Spanish market. I got this from a Spanish market. Yeah, I got this from a Spanish market. But it looks so good. So with that, listen, I'll keep talking on and on. Y'all just gonna let me keep on talking, and holding y'all hostage. I know we so used to staying up with Mona and Felicia and Georgia Peachnet, but I truly don't want to hold you like that. I wanted to get on here and do what we did. We did it. Thank you so much. Listen, add a little glam. There's beauty everywhere, all around you. So you can add a little glam, and we're going to continue to grow together. We are growing together. We are learning together. And listen, y'all have a blessed night. Hopefully I see you tomorrow. I'll see you sometime this weekend. I'll definitely see you in these YouTube and these Instagram streets, okay? Y'all have a great night. Love y'all so much for sticking around and hanging out with me, okay? Thank you for helping out in the chat. Thank you for answering any questions in the chat. Mike, God's Desire, Duval, anybody that answered questions in the chat, anybody that asked a question in the chat, thank you guys so much for participating, okay? So listen, have a good night.